inspires me so much. With that, it's time for her to do a video. So if you've ever felt confused about your health, just fed up with not feeling well, but you don't have an answer, or maybe you have an answer, but you still feel very frustrated, then this is the discussion for you. Donna has a wonderful story, and it hasn't stopped. And what I love about doing these videos is that you get to see that there's no such thing as perfection. I will never show you a before and after picture and say, ta-da, the end. Because we all are very flexible, complicated people, because we have our own, our own stuff going on. And for us to really judge somebody and say, oh, they finally made it, you'll never see a video like that from me, because Donna's story is so inspiring. She's inspired me, and why we're doing this is because we feel that this is the journey to help others. So I invite you in to a discussion about feeling flat, feeling like there might be that you're digging like this deep hole that you can't get out of. And it could be emotional, it could be health-wise, which all is connected anyway. Even physicalities. Maybe you feel really physically not so good. And what we want to do is fill that hole so we're not in that space, or we're not spinning in a circle and we feel like there's no hope. And that's what this video is about today is, where was Donna when she first started 5 months ago, and where is she now? And this video is going to be one of those videos that I hope will inspire you, make you feel like, yeah, I can listen to this over and over and get inspired. So welcome in, Donna.
Thank you, Rhonda.
When Donna and I first started, it was about 5 months ago. She came in. I met her through, I was working with a chiropractor and working with his patients. And so Donna was really struggling. And when we first met, we were like, oh, we need to work together. But it was like, it's just not, everything's not in alignment yet. And so probably within a month or so, we started doing our work together. So Donna, if you could share, when we first started working together, the words that you, or phrases, or the way that you felt when you first came in, what was going on?
Physically, I was feeling very unwell. I felt, I wondered if I was going to die, though all of my tests said I wasn't. I mentally, my mind was going in bad directions, and so I was thinking I was going to die. And I just was very in a, not a really great place physically and somewhat mentally, though better than maybe a few years ago, but still not in a really, really good place.
Yeah, and so Donna was feeling this way, so like scared, not having an answer in the traditional way. We always want to have answers, and usually if we go to our doctor, if we're not feeling well, most of the time that we'll actually get true answers. Like some blood tests will show up, or they'll have some kind of idea. She was at a state where she was feeling like, okay, I'm going crazy because the doctors are saying I'm okay, but I don't feel okay. And I haven't felt okay for a while, so my brain must be doing, we call it the monkey mind.
Yes.
Because we're going to talk about that in a moment, because even through her journey of getting better and better, her mind still kept focusing in on the negative, because it's hard to change that brain. So anytime you incrementally do something new for yourself and you start feeling even a little bit better, somehow we stay really hard on ourselves, because we keep thinking about the bad stuff that is still going on, instead of going to just that little thing that might just be feeling better. And the more that you focused on the better, Donna, how'd that start working? So my first question is, let's just talk about the monkey mind, because this is how we got this conversation going. Probably 3 months within the program, there was still negative talk. Like it was still stuck there. So let's talk about your monkey mind and what was going on.
Well, I had, I really wanted answers, and nobody could give me answers. My mind was just going off and just all over the place, and I'd have moments where I'd think, oh, things are getting better, and then, but my mind would actually just take me back and go like, no, never mind that, let's go on to the negative things, and it would just keep pushing me down to where I kept thinking, okay, well, I'm not going to get any better, I'm just going to get more sick, and I'm not that old, but I'm not going to be around for much longer because I'm just feeling lousy.
Yeah. So what was happening, if you caught that, was that things were actually getting better. But before we started having those conversations and she had that coaching, she was still focusing in that I'm still not feeling well. I don't have an answer. And when we don't have an answer, that's terrible when we are trying to move forward. At least, if you're diabetic and you know it. If you have, hypertension and you know it. There was no diagnosis. So every time she'd wake up or something would happen where she wouldn't have any energy, her brain would go back to the negative spot when we first started working together of, I'm not feeling good. And sometimes, even as a coach, this is what I see quite a bit, is that you think the coaching isn't working because your brain is saying the same thing it always did when you were feeling like your worst of worst. And so we started discussing that monkey mind and how to actually start thinking back with the monkey mind. And what kind of tactics did you use, Donna, to help say, hey, monkey mind, I'm listening to you, but I am on a new path? Or what was it that got you thinking about that?
Well, actually, a big part of it was when you had me kind of do an elimination diet, and I could see how I was feeling better from just eating differently. And little by little, I started kind of going like, well, I'm feeling a little better. And pretty soon, at one point, my mind kind of said, you can pushing the monkey mind away and saying, no, you're feeling okay. Your body is feeling okay. And my body was trying to tell me, I'm doing better. Kind of like, don't talk to the monkey mind.
Yeah, don't. And even though she's saying this now, she still struggled because then now it is different. So she did break through that, and so we kind of did an elimination diet. What we did, and this was terrible for Donna, but she was in the right space. So Donna was doing pretty good. Then all of a sudden things just switched and she could barely do anything, just all of a sudden. And so her mind was going, oh my gosh, here I go again. Whatever her brain was going, digging her deeper and deeper again. And I said, hey, I'm going to give you the detox approach. And I gave her this 50-page workbook, and I said, eliminate your meat right now because it's so heavy in your body. So what I was doing is I was nurturing her kidneys, because with kidneys you get anxiety, so it's easy for the monkey mind to keep going, and you start feeling lighter. With the kidneys you need some really light stuff, and also your liver. I'm talking about the kidneys and the liver because both of those are your detox organs. And if they're clogged, then your whole body just stops and your brain just feels clogged also. And so I said, Donna, let's pull out the meat. And it was crazy because if it was like a month before that, she would have been freaking out.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have done it.
That's what she says. Yeah. Yeah. Because Donna's a meat eater. When I first met her, every meal had meat because Donna wanted to gain weight. And that's another story in itself. Because sometimes we'll gain weight or sometimes we'll lose weight. And so Donna was on that track of every meal, that she needs to be eating like high caloric stuff. And so think about this. So then she jumped into the detox. So the detox was eliminating the meat and just eating pure, good, wholesome stuff to help transition her brain, kind of unclog her body. And so you did that for like a week or 2 weeks.
About a week and a half.
Yeah. And so with that happening, Is that where that was that shift?
That was where the shift started, because then I could feel a difference in my body, so that it not only shifted my body, but it shifted my mind, because it was like, oh, okay, well, I can do something that makes me feel better. And your whole thing, I keep hearing you say, you can heal yourself. And that still stays with me, is that I can heal myself as long as I take good care of my body and my mind.
Yeah, she was doing a lot of journaling. So the mind and the body really, truly are together. And it might sound silly because you're like, well, of course it does. But in real life, we really do separate. Our brain is off somewhere and we think, okay, I'm going to take care of my body. But even when you're working out, your brain doesn't come with you sometimes. And all the aches and pains that you may feel when you're working out, you totally ignore it. And it's like, no pain, no gain. And so the nurturing of the workouts, the eating, and journaling definitely transitioned. And so what were some of the tools that you used to be able to help you transition? Because I want to get on that other side where Donna is in celebration right now. So what were some of the tools that you used to help you do that?
The workouts, the adrenal reset at times.
Like the laying down. If you lay down minimum 10 minutes, so you're resetting your adrenal gland, and your adrenals are going to bring anxiety, and it's right on top of the kidneys, and so that can also be harsh on your kidneys. So that Donna's saying that's really helped her.
Yeah, that's helped me. The food has been a big change. Before, I mean, if I ate vegetables every couple of days, I was doing pretty good. And now I've been, putting vegetables into most of my meals, and still working on the breakfast.
Yeah, I'm telling Donna she needs to add vegetables to her breakfast. She still thinks I'm a little crazy, but when she steps into that, we might have to do another video, because that's going to be even a bigger celebration. Donna's journey from being so sick and teaching herself that she can heal herself, and that's the key. That's what I want to talk about. Is, when your monkey mind gets so crazy and you believe that you have to have the answers, and you believe that the exterior, that somebody else has to help you. I've been able to put a mirror up for her and say, Donna, you have to start listening more to yourself. Does this feel good? Does that feel good? Is this bringing, certain indicators that's not working for you? Have you been able to learn more about how to listen to yourself more as we've been going along?
Yes. And I've been able to work with like food, and being able to kind of go like, okay, maybe that particular food isn't working for me. I'll feel a little bit more pain, or maybe a headache will just like want to come on, or something like that. And so I'll know not to go there at least for a while. And just trying to get into a different space mentally, that life is beautiful and it's worth living. And that's, for me, makes the eating and that much easier to do, because if you want to live, then you're going to try to make the best ideas to put that all together, where you would
choices.
Your choices and food, and what you're going to and what you're doing in that. And I appreciate every day of my life now, and I'm so thankful to Rhonda for helping me.
And you have a bond with people that you feel like you're in common ground with. And what's been wonderful about being a coach through this process is, for me as a coach, when you start working with somebody that's feeling the way Donna was, it's scary. Because you don't know for sure, and this is out to you, that you don't know for sure how people are going to take the tools and use them. So Donna was in a very scary place. She felt she was going to die. She felt that she didn't have any answers. And as she went along, she grabbed onto those tools because she was so much in her pain in her mind that it's time for me to make a change. And she did it. And I want to give you a wrap up in a moment, but Donna, I just want you to talk about the good stuff. Like, what's happening for you right now that you feel you've had some breakthroughs and you're feeling like, I want to do a video. Like, what's going on right now?
Well,
I want her to move her hands because she's very physical. Yes.
Well, one, I've been able to drive again, and I thought about this morning about, wow, you know, that my world had been getting smaller and smaller and smaller because it was hard for me to drive. It was very uncomfortable to travel, and that's one of the things I love to do. And to be able to start thinking about traveling again and being able to, like, I just went back to school and being able to kind of get out and do things and not just be in this little tiny space called my home, though I love my home. But there's so much world out there to see and things to do that I don't want to miss that. And that's where I'm going.
I'm just soaking that in. That just to me makes me feel this is going to make my day. And every time I watch this video, and so our heart to yours watching the video is, if you are in a place where you are feeling like at the beginning, just feeling not very good, I want you to even comment. So if you're seeing this anywhere on social media, if you're seeing this on YouTube, if you're seeing this on my blog, wherever you see it, please give some information about, you know, what's your story? Has this inspired you? Are you ready to take this information that you learned from the video that you really do have the healing? Your food is your medicine. There's ways to work with your kidneys to be able to, you know, do some more, maybe some more vitamin C. You can Google that information because now you know, okay, I feel a little bit of anxiety, just like what Donna was dealing with. We used a lot of nurturing foods that really helped our kidneys, so Google that. If you're feeling like you're stuck in your liver where it's easy for you to get angered, use your food as your medicine. Go Google, you know, the top 10 foods for your liver. And just as long as you know what you're Googling and what you're trying, the information you're trying to get, that's what's great about the World Wide Web. But when you're trying to diagnose yourself and try and get out of your monkey mind, you may need to go and look for a coach or a good friend that really listens to you so that you can get yourself out of the hole, lift yourself up. And so that's what I want you to do for yourself today. I want to hear from you. I'll share everything with Donna. Donna believes that her story has just started now. She's seeing herself as a leader and hopefully someday being a life coach. And I would love that because there's a very nurturing, loving leader in her. And so you'll see at least one more video from Donna as she's going through this journey, maybe more. And so take these tools that you're learning, that there are possibilities for you. Maybe release that you have to have the answers and just start intuitively listening to yourself. Journal, just like what Donna did, to be able to start listening and having those breakthroughs, because every time she journaled through our coaching, it just blasted open a wall. Sometimes it was a half wall, sometimes it was 10 walls.
Yes.
It was crazy. You know, with dealing, because we all have family stuff we deal with, we have life stuff, we have, like, Donna didn't feel like she could drive, Donna didn't feel like she could walk very long. There's all these breakthroughs that you get. So have a fabulous day. Want to hear from you, and we'll catch up with you again. You have an insightful day.